Did you know that colon cancer is one of the fastest growing types of cancer among people over 40? And the worst part, many of the early signs are ignored because they seem like simple, everyday things. In this video, you will discover 8 warning signs that could save your life or the life of someone you love. Pay attention, because recognizing these symptoms early makes all the difference in treatment. Have you ever felt that abdominal pain that seems to have no cause, or noticed changes in your bowel movements that you think are normal for your age? If you have doubts or never stop to think about it, you need to watch until the end. These signs may be subtle, but ignoring them could cost you dearly. We'll talk about what no one has told you and help you better understand what your body might be trying to say. Before diving into the specific signs, it's important to understand what's at stake. Colon cancer is one of the most common, especially in people over 40. The good news? It is highly treatable when detected early. However, the early symptoms are often ignored, making diagnosis more difficult. Today, we're going to help you identify these signs because recognizing the problem early is key to increasing the chances of effective treatment. Now, let's move on to the first symptom. Sign 1. Changes in bowel habits. The first warning sign is a change in your bowel habits. If you've noticed that the frequency of your trips to the bathroom has drastically changed, either going more or less frequently, and this is happening without any apparent cause, it's time to pay attention. Changes in stool consistency, such as being very hard or excessively soft, can also indicate that something is not right. These changes may seem normal at first, especially with aging or stress, but if they are persistent and occur unexpectedly, it is crucial to stay alert. The key is in the continuity of these symptoms without a clear explanation. Have you noticed anything like this lately? If so, don't ignore it. This could be one of the first signs that your body is trying to warn you that something isn't going well. Now let's look at another important sign we should be aware of. Sign 2. Frequent diarrhea or constipation. We all experience diarrhea or constipation occasionally, but when these problems start happening frequently and without a clear explanation, it can be a warning sign. Persistent diarrhea or constant difficulty in having a bowel movement may indicate that something is happening in the intestines, such as a change in the organ's normal functioning. If these episodes of constipation or diarrhea aren't caused by changes in diet, stress, or temporary infections, they may point to a more serious problem. It's common for people to ignore these symptoms, thinking it's just something temporary, but when they become frequent, it's crucial to investigate further. This sign can easily be confused with less serious conditions, but it should never be ignored. Sign 3. Blood in the stool. Seeing blood in the stool is one of the clearest signs that something may be wrong, but many times, people ignore it or associate the symptom with hemorrhoids or other milder conditions. However, it's crucial to pay attention to the color and amount of blood. Bright red blood in the stool usually indicates bleeding in the lower intestinal tract, while dark, tar-like stools, called melena, can signal bleeding in higher parts of the digestive system. Even though it's easy to attribute this to something simple like a small injury, this symptom should be investigated immediately. Blood in the stool can be a sign of a tumor growing in the intestines, causing small bleeds. Additionally, bleeding can be intermittent, meaning the symptom doesn't always appear with every bowel movement, making it harder to notice right away. So, if you notice any trace of blood, whether visible or disguised by the darker color of the stool, make an appointment with a doctor. The sooner you act, the better it will be for your health. Sign 4. Abdominal pain or cramps. Feeling abdominal pain or cramps occasionally is common, but when these pains are intense and persistent, especially when associated with bowel movements, it can be a warning sign. The pains related to colon cancer often occur because the tumor may be interfering with the intestines' function, causing constant discomfort. If you've been experiencing these pains, even when there's no obvious reason, such as indigestion or gas, it's important not to underestimate them. The pain can be localized in different areas of the abdomen and may be accompanied by a sensation of weight or pressure. It's easy to think this might be something temporary, but if the discomfort persists, it's worth consulting a doctor to investigate what might be happening. Sign 5. Fatigue and extreme tiredness. Do you feel tired all the time, even after a good night's sleep? Constant fatigue with no apparent explanation can be a sign that something is wrong in your body. In the case of colon cancer, this fatigue is often related to anemia, which can be caused by slow, continuous bleeding in the intestines due to the tumor. This blood loss, even if small, can reduce the amount of oxygen your body receives, leaving you constantly tired. And this fatigue is different from the usual. It's persistent and doesn't improve with rest. If you've been experiencing this kind of fatigue without a clear cause, like stress or lack of sleep, it's essential to see a doctor to understand what could be causing it. Sign 6. Abdominal bloating. Abdominal bloating can be common after a heavy meal or on days when the intestines aren't working well. However, if you feel bloated constantly and without an apparent reason, it's a sign that something more serious could be happening. This bloating may be caused by a partial blockage in the intestines, often due to the growth of a tumor. If the bloating persists for several days or weeks and is not relieved with changes in diet or simple medications, it's time to investigate further. This symptom can go unnoticed, being confused with gas or indigestion, but should not be ignored when it is recurrent. Sign 7. Unexplained weight loss. Losing weight without dieting or exercise might seem like a dream to some, but in reality, it can be a serious warning sign. Significant and rapid weight loss, without changes in diet or routine, can indicate that something is not working well in your body. In the case of colon cancer, this weight loss can happen because the tumor interferes with nutrient absorption and also increases the body's metabolism as it tries to fight the disease. If you've noticed a reduction in weight in recent months and can't find a plausible explanation, such as lifestyle changes, it's worth seeing a doctor. Unexplained weight loss is always a cause for concern and should not be ignored. Sign 8. Feeling of incomplete evacuation. The feeling that your bowel didn't empty completely, even after using the bathroom, is known as tenesmus. This symptom can be very uncomfortable and frequent in people with intestinal problems, such as colon cancer. Additionally, the presence of thin, ribbon-like stools can also be a sign of a partial blockage in the intestines caused by a tumor. It's common for people to ignore this feeling, thinking it might be something temporary. However, if you frequently experience this feeling of incomplete evacuation, especially if it is associated with thinner stools than normal, this could be an indication that something is not right in the intestines. Consulting a doctor is essential in this case. Now that you know these 8 warning signs, it's essential not to ignore them. Even though some of these symptoms may seem common or easy to attribute to other causes, paying attention to your body can literally save your life. The sooner these signs are detected, the greater the chances of effective and less invasive treatment. If you've noticed any of these symptoms, see a doctor and get preventive exams. Colon cancer is highly treatable when caught early, so don't wait. And remember, sharing this information could make a difference for someone you know. If this video was helpful to you, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends and family. Your health and theirs may depend on it.